Immobilization and corruption of power. It is the stagnation, abuse, misuse of resources of the government and country for the self-gratification of unethical civil servants. In the 70s, Philippines placed second as the most progressive country in Asia, next to Japan. On the span of but 10 years, we came plummeting down. We all have come to a point asking ourselves, what went wrong? Analysts and political philosophers have looked into the Philippines' governance written on papers such as laws, decrees, and amendments, and it has been deemed good. According to Machiavelli, man by nature is evil. The very people placed in the government for the people, by the people, and of the people made all of that effort of greatness turn to nothing. Man's greed took over, and basically, we were corrupted. A few years have passed since the rule of Marcos, and the society we know now has been weaved into the culture of corruption. From the presidents, governors, mayors, and even down to the SK officials. As mere students and as young as we once were, we've been wide-eyed exposed to so much hypocrisy. We dream of a better future, and yet we show the generations to come the complete opposite in acquiring such. They say that the children are our future, and that inevitably we will soon lead the way. One thing the society did forget was to teach us well, and now the way we are going is down. So for our presentation, we would like to show our views on the evidences of corruption and immobilization of and the lack thereof of the government in a perspective of a generation supposedly deemed for greatness. Portraying a student's perspective, we'd like to venture on the everyday views of a student, the commute. Also, as civil engineering students, we'd like to observe the matters that pertain to the road. If you've noticed, nowadays the very construction of roads and highways are so much associated with the approaching months of election. Politicians are so fond of doing projects so near to that date for people to recognize how much work they have done, when really some allot government budget way beyond the actual expense, or only reconstruct major roads to be noticed by many and leave the badly damaged ones unnoticed. Another concern would be the wastewater management. Out of all the eligible engineers we have out there, the government seems to have invested on not the best. They may have provided for the necessities of the people, but not something that will help a lot at all, or for a long period.
So, anak si Kuya, kinanglan na daw diri. Video sa drainage, kanang dili magpataka o labay basura, dapat ilabay yun sa basurahan. Kanang sa kalimpyuhan din ang lugar, Kuya. Huwag ka ho dyan. Huwag dyan mausap mo. Dugay naman inaning na mga.
Ang iya hapon ng concern sa kahugdaw sa toa. Dapat kita as individual natay kuan na say dili ta maglabay at ato nang himuon para sa atoa, di ba? Sa atong self and para sa atong environment.
This is also related on how the government has tried to make a solution for the problem that is jaywalking. For safety purposes, they may have provided skywalks, and yet its use is not maximized for the little reinforcement of laws and lack of budget.
This skywalk was built by the government for our safety. As you can see, people are still jaywalking. We can't guarantee their safety.
We pass through here as a means for them to have a safe transportation from one place to another. Maybe because they are obedient and loyal citizens, because because they follow the rules of the government by passing through here.
Kasagaran sa mga tao, agi na isdan. Kuan man sa good, usa sa rason nga di sila ganahan mo agi sa skywalk kay. Wala na mga tao nga mga tug diha nya. Deliver na sila kasi siguraduan nga maayo na sila tao, wata ka po na sila yung mga bad intentions mo na marag. Ikay na lang sad sila ba kay delikado sad ba yan na. Only proportion ang implement sa law ang mga tao. Mao na ang mga tao mag-andar ka lang nga usunod sa law kay wa may magbantay sa ilaha.
We even risked a 50 peso fine to see if these civil servants were the shirkers they were thought out to be.
Oh my God! Si Tom, yata.
Kanina, nag-jaywalk ni ganyan. Kunya, wala pinasakpan sa ito. Kaya wala siya nag-focus sa iyang work or nag-shirt ang sito.
Di ba kayo galing sa jaywalking? Sigaran,
Kung sa may mo makita na solusyon, anak ko yan. Tangon. Ang problema daw about jaywalking, kaya ganda buslot na siya sa pagbuan. So ganahan siya, wala na lang tayo. Dili man daw na solusyon sa traffic or pagbuan.
ako na mga sito, no? May dagang sito, mas traffic.
At napatay daghang problema na daghan. Na dapat na ito solusyonan na dili lang kayo jaywalking. Nya, ang mga enforcers po, dili ka na ang 8 hours sila na so, kinsa may nag-enforce sa law or sa ordinance.
Another problem would be the civil servants. Some work for their own glory, some work only when they are watched, and some work and cheat while they are out.
Pedestrian lane.
Mag-find the product.
Dili na lang kayo mga punta lang dito sa dito.
Unsay mo agi?
Mas bayan. Buwan sa pagtulog.
Ay si Noy Noy? As in?
Kulang mo reinforcement ikan sa dapat sa gobyerno kay ila i-discipline ang sitom na focus sa ilahang trabaho.
The PWH, Sitong D, and our DOJD have a lot to explain. We may be pointing fingers now, but in the end, it's all us in this labor force they call. We comprise the government, and we will define what kind of future we will bring. We must become the change we want to see, and are we doing anything about it?
Drop naman ang taniyo. Relax. Pagmata naman. Pagmata naman. Bagon. Hashtag bangon na. Bangon na.
Thank you.